It's time to get casually uncomfortable. News Edition with your host, Chuck Jerome. Viewer discretion is advised. Well. We've made it to another Wednesday. And guess what? It's still wild. We've made it to Wild Wednesday. Because there's always something crazy in the news. Before we really get into everything, I just want to say real quick, I'm trying to really get things going on YouTube. I have been posting the full episodes on YouTube. You don't have to go any podcast places. You can go on YouTube. I will have full episodes, and then there will be clips from episodes on the YouTube page. Check it out. Links are in all over the place, all over the bio. But yeah, casually uncomfortable at YouTube. Like the other day, I was talking to a friend about alcohol. And I was like, man, what's the new thing? And he was like, yeah, I hear everybody talking about Cutwater. Well, that's the first article. I was like, dude, I am going to be talking about that for this coming Wednesday. I said, they're saying that shit is like the new Four Loko. It is the devil in a can. That's what they're calling it. I've never had one. I think I've seen, it looks like, like a generic seltzer type drink. And you're like, I don't want that. But apparently, I do want that. So I think maybe over the weekend, old Chucky boy is gonna get a little watery, go jump in the waters. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take a dip. I've never had them, and these things have a good amount of alcohol for being in a damn can. The shit I used to get was 10%. This shit right here, at a minimum, I'm seeing 12.5, and then it's capping out so far at 13%. Holy shit. Listen, I used to drink Club Tails. That's what they're called, Club Tails, and they had different ones like iced tea and blue motorcycles and peach bellinis and different things like that. I mean, some of them were shitty because you don't get all those flavors, but you get a couple of them. I can't remember. It's been so long. I have to see them. But those were taller cans at 10%. The Cutwater that I'm seeing, They ain't big cans. They're regular soda cans with 12 and 13%. Dude, you're sleeping. They're calling this shit blackout juice. So, yeah, man, I'll try a couple of this weekend and we'll see what's going on. But I got to really focus up because fantasy football, I got my draft on Monday. So I need to really get into shit a little more. I'm in it, but I need to dive deeper. I can get deeper, and I will. All right, let's keep moving on before I get myself into trouble. And since everybody's trying to jump on the alcohol train, Celsius, which is a energy drink company, and High Noon, which is a brand of vodka seltzer, the two parties share a third-party packing supplier, and the supplier mistakenly sent Celsius cans to High Noon facilities, and then they were filled with High Noon seltzer vodka. So, listen, the person that fucked that up, yeah, they're done. They're done. But yeah, everybody's trying to jump on the bandwagon, the alcohol bandwagon, by any means necessary. And they're really pushing it. Look how much they're pushing alcohol because everybody's smoking now. Everybody would rather, damn, I barely couldn't say that. They would rather smoke than get drunk. And I'm telling you, I had a fun weekend. I had some drinks. I was responsible with my drinks when I was out. But when I got to where I was going, I cut loose, had about 4 more shots, and I stayed where I was. There was no reason or worry or need to go check on Chuck because that motherfucker was passed out on the couch, not even thinking about leaving. And I was less than 4 minutes from my house. And I said, no. Even in a drunken state, I was responsible. I thought I remember like towards the end of the night, I was thinking they were gonna say, "Hey, let me get your keys." I'm gonna be like, "Dude, no, you're not getting my keys. Then you lose my keys, and now I'm searching at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning for my missing keys." So I usually opt to keep the keys on myself and be smart and not drive like a lunatic. But you all have friends that do that. Like I said, when I was much younger and dumber, I did that. But, you know, thank the Lord nothing happened. And I learned from my mistakes. So now health officials are sending warnings to residents in Gulf Coast states after 8 people are found dead from a flesh-eating bacteria called Vibro. Listen, that's why I don't get in the water. You can't get in any of the water, honestly. Ocean, pools, nothing. Everything's got some crazy, everything's got bacteria, but, when they say, hey, go ahead and shower off before you get into a public pool and shit like that, and people don't, and now it's just soup. You're splashing around in a soup. All right, I don't know how I got here, but yeah, if you're on the Gulf Coast, any of those states, hey, watch it, because yeah, shit's out there to eat you. I always worry about something swimming up my pee hole, so that's why I don't go swimming in random places trying to pee in the water. No. That could have been a severe worry if I had gone to Africa in college. I don't know what happened. I really wish I had taken the experience over stressing about everything, but I'd have been gone for too long. It would have been way too long to be gone. But yeah, be careful of the waters you get in. Honestly, at this point, you should be checking that information before you dip any part of your body in the water. All right. And speaking of dipping things in the water, people don't know how to throw their damn plastic bottles away. So that shit's floating out in the ocean like buoys. Well, I found this article of the top 5 water brands likely to be contaminated with microplastics. And I was like, all right, let's go. Number 1, Nestle Pure Life. I don't drink that. I've seen it. I think it's a little more expensive. And at this point, if I'm going to pay for water like that, it better have a slight hint of fucking chocolate in there. I want some Nestle chocolate in that bitch. But that water, I think I had it before. Maybe. Listen, I go for the cheap water. I go for the spring water, not the purified doo-doo drinking water. But I used to. Now I know the difference. And, before I didn't give a shit. I just need water. Bisleri. I've never heard of this water. I'm not drinking it. The bottle looks like it has microplastics just flaking off in that shit. Number 3 is Aquafina. Yeah, that water tastes fucking horrible. There's only one water that tastes worse than that. And I know it has to be on this list. I made sure not to look at this list because and we're at number 3. We got 2 more, and I'm hoping that water's on there. But Aquafina, that's the shit they would have in the soda machines at movie theaters for $4.50 for a fucking bottle. You're like, come on, you're killing me, literally. Ha! Here it is, number 4, the nastiest fucking water ever. Dasani. Don't you ever fucking give me Dasani. You are a criminal and a terrorist in my eyes if you decide to give me some Dasani. I wouldn't even put a half-dead goldfish in the Dasani water to hopefully keep it alive. I knew it was going to be on here because that water, it already has a fucking, ugh. You're drinking it and you're like, something don't taste right. Because it's not fucking water. It's some kind of, I don't know. And then let's see, number 5, Evian. I don't drink that shit because I've always seen it as expensive. So I didn't even think. But those bottles are thin and flimsy. They tell you not to keep your water, like your water bottles, in the car, especially in the cup holders, because if there's enough water, the sun will shine through, focus through the water, and now you have essentially created a heat ray, and you'll burn your fucking car down. I saw a video of that. This guy was like, oh, this is why you don't do that. And he goes over to his car. He's like, what the fuck's smoking in my car? And the water had dialed, the light had dialed in through the water, and it was fucking cooking his floor mat. So, yeah. And then I've noticed that the water bottles, we probably don't notice it now, but before COVID, think of things. Everything is flimsy. The bottles are thin, and you can almost punch your fucking thumb through it. Before, a water bottle, you could stand on a water bottle. Try that shit now. That shit'll crumble like a house of cards. All right. So this article, I saw it and I didn't know what to say because Dean Cain, the actor, wants to join ICE. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, oh shit, isn't he Hispanic? And then I checked it out and he's not. He's mixed and he's of Japanese descent. But I thought he was Hispanic. So that kind of changes everything. I thought it was a Hispanic guy ready to go jump into ICE to go bust some people, and it just blew my mind. But now that I took a second and learned that he's of Japanese descent, it kind of lightens and lessens the blow. But why the fuck? Why? Just keep to your movies and your TV shows and your fucking guest appearances on shit. Like, just what? You're doing too much. Okay. He's not like the biggest actor. If you were like, yeah, Brad Pitt said he was going to join ICE. Now people would really be like, oh shit. But it's Dean Cain. Most of the people don't know who he is. And like I said, I thought this was a different. I thought this was going to be different. I thought he was Hispanic, and I was going to be like, damn, this guy's crazy. But he's not, so he's just an actor trying to stay relevant. Like I said, nobody fucking knows who he is. They probably get him mixed up with, what's that guy? Mario Lopez. Oh, yeah, they do. They do. Hey, Slater. He's like, motherfucker, I'm not Slater. But that's one hell of a way to stay relevant. That's all I'm saying. People hold grudges. Okay, don't think that they don't. People do. Even if they say they don't, they remember. They put that shit, they store it, they hold it away for a rainy day so when you piss them off, they can throw it back in your face. That's anybody. Don't say it's not. Don't fucking lie to me. Don't bullshit a bullshitter. Okay? So this article, a guy got upset. This happened 4 years ago. He ordered something in a New Jersey spot and he didn't get what he was supposed to. He body doesn't agree with eggplant. The sandwich he got had eggplant on it. And the guy waited 4 years. And then he goes back to the store and he stabs the guy in the fucking stomach. He's like, you made my stomach hurt. I'm going to make your stomach hurt. So yeah, people hold grudges about the dumbest shit. This is over eggplant. You know what I would do if I had eggplant on my sandwich? First of all, I'm going to call the place. I'm probably not going to go back there because I'm going to be shaking mad because I don't like fucking eggplant. So don't put that anywhere. I would have never asked for it. But I'm not going to wait and stew for 4 years and then say, you know what, today's the day. And then you go out there and stab a motherfucker in the stomach. You go back to the restaurant. You remember me? And they're like, who the fuck are you? Ah! People are nuts, man. People are nuts. So this article, what's going to happen now is they're going to invade Brazil because Brazil, they just found this weed, right? It's a weed. It's not a plant. You know, cannabis, marijuana is a plant. This is a weed that is found in Brazil that has the same, you know, pretty much same makeup as cannabis, the same CBD compounds as cannabis. So now they're going to be invading that, trying to do some workarounds. Because they just might as well, at this point, make cannabis legal. I don't understand why not. I'd rather deal with a pothead than a motherfucker who's been drinking all night. And I don't even want to say alcoholic, because sometimes it's just some people, you get alcohol in them and they're too much. They're too fucking much. But yeah, they're going to be going and knocking on Brazil's door like, hey, give me all them weeds. Don't do nothing with them. Hand them over. So it's about to be a hostile takeover. All right, I think this is going to be the last article here. I saw that this woman tried to be a nice, neighborly neighbor and gave her Wi-Fi password to her neighbor. You know, hey, you can't afford the internet. Hey, no problem. Look, we're neighbors. I'm going to try and be neighborly. You know, hopefully do the same thing. And here's what I'm going to do for you, neighbor. I'm going to give you the Wi-Fi password to my Wi-Fi. Okay? Nobody else's, mine. And then after a little bit, over a year, the woman notices some shit, like she can't do shit and shit's slow, and then she goes to check it out, and there were, like I said, over 100. It said 121 different devices connected to her Wi-Fi. The neighborhood was powering their homes through her Wi-Fi, and she didn't know for over a year. And the person that she gave the password to promised that they wouldn't give it out. The woman finally figured it out and reset her router. And that's when she noticed all the people, how many people it was. Dude, I would be, listen. I couldn't even imagine I would probably drive through their fucking house. Oh, you don't need this now. I've been paying for the whole neighborhood's Wi-Fi. People have been working from home through my Wi-Fi. Dude, give me all the IP addresses. Now I become a bounty hunter. Listen, I would fuck somebody up. Okay? And all because you're trying to be warm and neighborly, and they have kids and they're trying to get their schoolwork done. And then they just violate your shit like that. Dude, no. We got to go out into the parking lot and rumble. Right now, let's go. Okay? Let's go. Dude, I don't even. All right, I don't even want to talk about this anymore because what would you do? What, like, over the year, like, why is my fucking data just fucked? You're losing sleep. You don't know what the fuck's going on anymore. And then you find out a year later. It's your dumbass neighbor that you gave the password to be a good human being. And then they just... I don't even want to know. All right. I think I'm going to get out of here. I think I'm going to cut out and get the rest of the week going. I got to upload stuff, do some more recording, get ahead of the time because Monday is my fantasy football draft. I need to really be focused up for that. And hey, check out Monday's episode. It was called Credit Wipe, and it was the pros and cons if the government said, we'll credit wipe you at 40 because, look, everybody needs a second chance. We understand you have made mistakes, but hey, we're going to give you this free pass. So check that episode out. Don't forget Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Casually Uncomfortable. Let your friends know. All right, I'll see you next week. Be safe, have fun, and don't be a piece of shit.